Shalom, Kahala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Ruach. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing their true heritage were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about how the Lord is back, right? He's been spotted again by NASA's satellites even closer to Earth. But before we watch this updated video, let's read this. This is Luke 21 and 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Now, a few months ago, there was a video that I had created around, actually 2 years ago really, right? This was back in March 17th, 2020, where I had made this video called "The Lord is Coming, NASA Sees His Chariot." Right now, check this out. I never got a takedown notice or copyright claim or nothing, but I cannot find this video at all within any of my channels, my 3 channels, okay? These devils took it down, like secretly, because they obviously don't want this information to come out. Now, I'm just gonna replay a small bit of this clip so you can see the initial video and see how his chariot was captured. Listen, we're going to talk about the recent detections which were found by NASA in deep space that shows a chariot of the Most High, or what the world would know as a UFO, entering into our solar system.
Out in space and look at things floating around out there that raise some questions. Now we have a massive object that is making its way through the stereo ahead HI2. I'm going to hit start. You're going to see this. Ladies and gentlemen, I've covered a lot of stuff throughout all the years. Things by the sun, broad daylight, off of satellite imagery. Never witnessed an object of this size making its way through space, hot, on the cam, and it seems like when they pick this up right around frame 160, they cut it out. You're going to see it makes it right out here. Right out to about here, and then they're going to cut it. This is Earth. That is Earth right there. Terra. See? Gone. They clip it. That's what happens. So here it comes into the frame. It actually sneaks in behind this right here. And you're going to see it's like a huge wheel. It is insane. Perfectly circular. And it has, it's like a cross with a circle in the middle.
What he just seen was a chariot of the Most High. It's a good understanding, so that's a good perspective and size I wanted to show you. So you now understand, when we look at that image again, where it actually came through. So that way you understand this isn't a small thing. Let's take a look at something that was discovered back in 2016. When you look here, it tells 2016, this is from the H12, which means the second camera, back in September. This is the camera wall, basically the lens, and the sun's over here. You got the Earth here. I believe that's, like, what did it say? These are the planets, and this here is a chariot, right? What it is doing, that is unknown, but we do, other than we know that it's doing the Lord's work, right? Influencing certain elements, inspecting what's going on here on Earth or around the solar system, because again, the solar system is it's a mechanism of the Lord, which impact us here on Earth. So as you can see, this isn't some organic material. This is a ship, right? It looks like it may be a ship here that's pushing a, I don't know, force field of something, or something that's manipulating the space around it. All right, so that right there is the video I wanted you to see, all right, that showed both instances of this entity, right, the Lord, and what appears to be an angel guiding his way, right, making the path for him to earth. It was captured recently when that whole Leonid meteor just passed by Earth. Let's go and watch this video, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Right, we broke the news in regards to the stereoscopic imagery of Venus itself. And as the Leonid comet approaches Venus, there was a satellite that was capturing stereoscopic imagery of it. And what was amazing is when we were given a heads up in regards to this Leonid comet in close proximity to Venus, something was captured, and we shared it on Third Phase of Moon. But I wanted to thank people that back up and share the evidence and create another discussion in regards to the evidence we bring on Third Phase of Moon. And check this out.
Got something going on between Venus and Earth. You are looking at our stereo ahead HI2 camera, and yes, you are also seeing the Christmas comet, or Comet Leonard, whatever you want to call it, one letter off the name Leonardo. And before I even attempt to break down what we are seeing here, I'm going to give you guys a quick example of what we're looking at, and to do that, we're going to use a website called Solar System Scope, and it's a very cool website where you can go into the solar system and see where the planets were at any given time, either in the past or where they'll be in the future. And I want to use this to orient ourselves to let you know what we're looking at on the stereo ahead camera. So obviously these are not to scale. This is Earth and Venus. I'll put them to scale very quickly for the sake of the video. All right, now basically picture yourself as the stereo camera looking at Venus and Earth. I'll bring up a snapshot right here so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'll go ahead and zoom in and then add a picture of the stereo ahead camera, and there we go. And this will make things a lot easier for us to understand moving forward. So now we've established that we have Venus right here, and then we have the Earth here, and the sun is just off frame. But you're going to see these clouds and sort of waves coming off the sun and moving in this direction, and that's what this camera does. It kind of takes pictures of the solar wind in almost a negative format. That's why you're seeing these camera artifacts as well. These straight lines are just representing that we're looking at solid objects or planets. And also in this video, you're going to see the Christmas comet coming right out of this direction, and those are just the things we're supposed to be seeing, because in my opinion, I feel like we've seen something on this video that we were not supposed to really see, and you're seeing that right now. Take a look at this object that comes in from behind Earth. You can see it right here, and then it starts to release some sort of protective shield, a parachute. I'm going to go ahead and take manual control of this. As the comet passes through, it almost looks like the tail of the comet is flowing into whatever this object is, or whatever this object released. And I say force field because I had watched the Third Phase of Moon video, and that was some of their opinions about what we're seeing here. Almost as if an object came in from behind the Earth just as the comet was coming through, or just as we're getting close to Venus. Whatever the reason may be, this object releases this giant thing. And also keep in mind scale here. If these objects are even remotely close to each other or close to the Earth, we could see Earth is this little dot right here, which means this object that came in from behind Earth might even be bigger. And then you got to take a look at what was released from it. And I say released because it slowly releases out of this object. It's almost like some sort of giant balloon, a parachute, or some sort of protective shield it could be. This is actually a pretty unbelievable clip. I'm going to go ahead and play the clip all the way through and just let you guys watch. And remember, that object is right here already. We can see the round edges of it. We can see where the comet's coming in. And now just take a look at this. Unbelievable. We're now on December 7th. Now it's December 10th, December 13th, 15th, 17th, 18th, and here is the 20th. And by this time, this thing is well past Earth. It's sitting right here with that dot in the middle, and it literally looks like it's got some sort of shield blocking the view, or blocking something coming from Venus. It could be blocking some of the solar wind, if this is even something that's blocking something. That's why I'm putting this video out here and trying to get more eyes on it after Third Phase of Moon did a review on it. And I can assure you, this is not something you see on this camera often, if ever. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. This clear cut of an object coming in from behind Earth with clear structure to it. I'll go ahead and hit play again. You can see the solar wind coming off the sun. Sorry about the flash. And then there's the comet. And just as the tail of the comet is passing by, it seems like this thing is catching its dust. It could be just the the timing and these things could be very, very far apart, but there is something going on between the Earth and Venus, and that's why I'm throwing this out to you guys. What do you think we are looking at here? And again, if this thing is close to Earth, we're looking at an object that's quite literally bigger than planet Earth, and then whatever this shield is, this parachute thing, is 3 and 4 times bigger than Earth. And if all this isn't weird enough, we need to focus on the dates for a second, because my buddy Chris, who sends me amazing footage and pictures all the time, he's a Skywatcher. I'll leave his link and his channel in the description box. But on the date of December 17th, he sent me pictures of Venus that he was filming live at that time, and he sends me a message saying that Venus seems to be being eclipsed by something. And he sent me a series of pictures that show this eclipse taking place on Venus beginning on the 17th, and it's continuing as you and I speak. But it's just very odd how on the 17th is when this shield or this force field thing starts to be released. It's also just as the comet is lined up with Venus. Even though the distances are confusing, it's just weird how all this stuff lines up and then is captured on the stereo ahead camera. I want to be clear though, we don't have any proof that there's a known eclipse going on Venus, but it certainly looked like it, and it was gradually getting more and more covered in shadow. So I'm still reaching out to try to figure out anything like that, but I just think it adds a little bit to what we're seeing on the stereo ahead video. It could be some sort of explanation if we even figure out what is going on up there. But at the absolute least, this is an incredible video that I feel like is going to kind of blow up. People are going to be...
So there you have it. Right? I stopped the video right so you can see this is the Lord's chariot, man. From the other video from 2 years ago, and this little, or not really little, but this, what appears to be this other, let's just call it an angel with a force field making the way for the Lord, right? That was captured back in 2016, man, right? So you see the Lord, he's there, man. And like this man said, his friend captured Venus being eclipsed by something large, man. What is that? That's the Lord, man. See, this is the year 2022, the year of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai turning up. What does that mean? That means that he's going to make his presence like even more visible, right? And this is, look, on the very first day of 2022, for this to come out, man, this is big news, man. This is Matthew 25 and 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Right? And that glory is talking about the chariots, man, that large ship that the Lord's going to return upon. Verse 32, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep and his goats, and shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye, blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Right? And who are those blessed by the Father? Those are the elect Israelites, man. The 144,000 and the 1/3. Right? And then eventually it's going to be the entire whole of the nation of Israel, man. Once those 2/3 who have to die off in these end time events are going to be reborn into the kingdom. Right? This is Zechariah 6 and 1. And I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and looked, and behold, there came 4 chariots out between 2 mountains, and the mountains were mountains of brass. Right? So what does this mean? This means that the image of that Zechariah is seen here in this end time vision, he's seen these large chariots, right? So big that they were on the horizon, over the horizon, that all you could see was like the tops of them. So to him, being from his time, didn't even understand that. So all he's seen was these metal mountains, right? Because again, if you have a ship that's bigger than the earth, then it's going to poke out from the horizon of the earth, and it's going to look like just a faraway mountain, right? And what do you say he's seen coming out between these mountains? 4 chariots, right? So these large ships, or this large chariot that we're seeing in this image here, right? Here's the image from before. This large ship here has other chariots or angels within it, and those are going to come down to earth and destroy the beast system and save the elect, man. So, some crazy times we're living in, Akim. This is definitely a good start for the year of, Yahweh Shem Hashai turning up. This is Romans 13 and 11. And that, knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. So that's up. That's what's up, Akim. So hopefully this video was edifying. Hopefully, with this coming year, we see a lot of new, interesting things to come. So until next time, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Ruach Kodash. Double honors my teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.